how do we figure out the future? My experiences come from looking first at the past. If we look at some of the most successful people in all their lines of work, often they say, in order to understand the future, look backwards and see an arrow of time of events unfold, and as a result, you're in a much better position to predict where things are going to go in the future. So let's take a look back. The internet actually was created as a backup system to our current communication system in case of a nuclear attack. That was during the Cold War, and we were positioned against the former Soviet Union. So the internet was created by the defense, as part of a defense research program called DARPA, and the original name for internet was ARPANET. Only later, once they integrated a couple of different networks within the military, did they begin to call it the internet. So the earlier users of the internet were primarily scientists, military, government, and different universities and professors. So this is 1981. You can see CompuServe, which is one of the first internet service providers. CompuServe, Prodigy, and AOL were three of the first. But even back in 1981, we can see how the internet looked. A black background with green print. And here's CompuServe bulletin board. Later, we can see Prodigy, one of the first internet service providers. Now, by 1988, we begin to see a little bit of graphics, but primarily it's just black text, probably black background with white text. Prodigy was financed by IBM and Sears. Then by 1991, Tim Berners-Lee, he was really the mind, the brain behind what we now have as our modern internet. He came up with the idea of a home page. He created the first home page like this, and the virtual library, which ultimately became part of the internet browser, the World Wide Web, which is what we refer to it as today. Before the internet, the backbone really looked like this, but with the browser that Berners-Lee developed, we now had a whole other type of opportunity ahead of us. And that's when the internet really began to take off. When I looked at the internet after I got back before I went to Brazil, almost nothing could be found on the internet. By the time I got back, you begin to be able to see websites such as this one, the San Jose Mercury News. Here it is in 1994. And here we can see in March of 2007, before and after. Obviously a dramatic difference as we look at this whole evolutionary process take place with the look of home